right, y'all, it is the first Saturday of the month, so you know what that means. It is time for coffee and conversations, and I really just want to get right into it. I'm not going to hold you, so go grab your coffee, your tea, your snack, whatever, your mimosa, whatever it is that you drink in the morning, and let's get right into this conversation. So y'all, to be honest with you, I almost didn't do this video because I really didn't have anything in particular that I wanted to talk about. So I decided to just go ahead and continue a conversation that I had on my podcast. If you guys don't know, me and my girl have a podcast. It's called Two Chicks Talking Shit. So you can catch us there. We're on Spotify, Apple, all of that. I would love if you guys would listen, give us ratings, and subscribe to that as well. It is linked in the bio. And so our conversation, we have a segment where we do girl talk, and on that girl talk, we end up talking about a dating scenario. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this is about. But it kind of led us into we kind of segued or had a brief conversation about dating being a mess. My friend is married, so she was basically like, she's glad she's out of the dating pool because she heard it has pee in it. And I was basically saying, well, I don't necessarily have pee in my dating pool. I believe that people put pee in their dating pool. And that's kind of what I want to touch on in this Coffees and Conversation. Why I feel like it's pee in the dating pool, or why dating is a mess. And so, of course, when I do these videos, guys, I do create a list. You can't see it, but I do create a list. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at the list. And then the first thing that I put is people's intentions aren't pure. You know, you have people that just want to date for whatever reason that they're dating. Is it to just meet people? Is it to just, you know, for sex? Is it that they just, you know, doing something just to kill time? They trying to get over somebody, or whatever the case. A lot of times, I'm not going to say that their intentions aren't pure, because if that's what their intentions are, then that's what their intentions are. But I think people don't be, they're not, when I say their intentions are pure, they're not being forthcoming with what it is that they truly want in dating. And a lot of times, even if they are forthcoming, they will still seek out somebody who does not want what they want, or they don't want to deal with that. And so then they're in turn basically try to play a game or run game, like, no, you know, whatever. So now you're hurting people's feelings and you're wasting people's time. So I think that's one of the biggest issues that people are finding when it comes to dating, is that intentionality isn't pure. People aren't being forthcoming, and then people are playing games, or they trying to just see how many, they just trying to build a roster, or whatever the case may be. And you have people that's really out here dating, looking for their mate. They're looking for their life partners. They're looking to, like, truly settle down. And so you have these mixture of people intermingling, and it's creating a clusterfuck, if you will. So for me, like, I'm not going to get into my own personal things about what I'm doing with my dating life. So let me just zip that, lock it, and put it in the pocket. We're going to stop that right there. And then the next thing that I said is that that I have on my notes is people are dating for social media, and that includes content creators. And what I'm saying is the actual dates. People aren't really going on actual dates to get to know you, to spend time with you, to see if you guys mesh well, to have conversations, and really just learn each other. Now you see people and they are creating content while they are on dates, or they now have this thing where they want to go to these high end. Now they're being really particular about where they're going on these dates. Not so much because of the person that they're going with, because honestly, you go on a date for the person that you're going on a date for the person. It's not necessarily about where you're going. Now, that doesn't mean you just want to go to some trashy, crappy place, but that also means, like, you should be a little bit open to that person and doing things with that person. So I've been, we've seen, I'm pretty sure you guys saw the list with people saying what they don't want to go on first dates and what they don't want to do. I think that's a bunch of hogwash. First dates and dates in general shouldn't have that much thought into it. Like, it should be a thing where you going somewhere with this person. You and this person are going somewhere. You might do an activity or whatever, but the main goal is to spend time with that person, to get to know that person, and to see how you guys can mesh and get along with that person. And I think this leads me to my next point, which is dating is ego led. Because now you got people that's like, oh, I'm too good to go to Cheesecake Factory. I'm too good for Applebee's. I'm too good to sit in this level in the stadium at a concert or at a game or whatever the case may be. And I don't want to fly. Like, a lot of it is ego based, and it's like, well, are you looking for somebody that, I understand that you want to date somebody that's kind of like in your income range and you want to be on the same page when it comes to certain things. But then it's like, when do it get to a point where it's like you're setting your standards and you're letting your ego, is this your standard or is this your ego speaking? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it gets to the point where you like, I'm not getting out the car if we're going to cheese. Like, I think a lot of that is ego based. And I think a lot of that ego is what is ruining dating, because now we got to the point now where we just all up and high and mighty and we just done got beside ourselves, that it's to the point where it's almost not fun and you're putting all this pressure on to have this perfect date. Like, if you a cool person, if you a chill person, if you have a great personality and you know how to have a conversation, you can actually go and sit anywhere. You can actually go anywhere and have a good time and enjoy yourself. And if the person that you're dating is someone that you like and they have a good personality and you guys are vibing, you guys should be able to go anywhere. So I think that a lot of ego is driving dating, and it's a lot of ego and it's not that much personality. Like, people are driven by their egos and I have this many licenses and degrees and I do this and my job title is this and I have this, and I think they're so focused on building that up and building themselves up that they can't even go into a date and just be their genuine self and have fun, because now they got their ego is on display. And so now it's, well, I'm not gonna do this, and that's not good enough for me, and I only do this, and I'm not dating somebody if they can't do this, and I don't want to be with somebody that do this, and if you can't afford to take me here, then you can't afford to date me. That's all dating. That's all ego. And that's why a lot of people are struggling, because they just not allowing themselves and opening themselves up to just actually meet people where they at and just see if y'all vibe. Like, I think all that, depending on where you are in your life and your circles and stuff like that, like, if you are here, then you should be in circles where the people around you are here. So when it comes to meeting and dating people, I would think that they would be up there too. So you shouldn't have to go and approach a date with, well, I'm not doing this and I'm not going here and I don't like to do this and da-da-da-da-da, because the people that you date should be on the same level as you. So that shouldn't even be a problem. I mean, honestly, tell your ego to have a seat. It's okay to have a standard. You should have a standard. You should have look. But it shouldn't be a thing where like I said, you don't want your ego to overtake your standard, and now you're almost pushing people away and you can't really date anybody. So then all this, it's just going right on in my little list. So next I have, it's too many rules being made and it's too many voices. And that goes back to social media. It is all these different podcasts. And even though I'm a podcaster, you got all these different podcasts. All of a sudden, everybody is a dating guru. Everybody is a lifestyle coach. Everybody is a dating coach. Everybody has all these different rules of what you should and shouldn't be doing and what you can and can't do and how to get a man, how to keep a man, how to get a woman. don't make her think you this and don't do this and masculine and feminine and all this stuff is just going on, and it's getting in people's heads and in their hearts, and it is kind of tainting the way that they view dating and love and relationships, because now it's almost like we're listening to all this stuff and it's making us build these walls. We listening to this stuff, it's triggering our traumas, it's creating more chaos and confusion. And so now when we go on dating, we don't know what the hell to do, and we just doing whatever. We don't know, we're not just following our hearts and our minds and just really listening to ourselves and going along and seeing what works for us and moving that way. It's all now about what they're saying, what the gurus are saying, what the coaches are saying, and don't do this, and girl, don't put up with this, and you shouldn't have to do this, and make him do this, and make her do this, and it's too much. And I think that's what's causing so much chaos and confusion when it comes to dating, because we're listening to so much stuff that we don't know what to do. I just say follow your heart, follow your mind. You know what it is that you want. Look at the big picture. Pay close attention to the person that you're dating or you're interested in. Really pay attention to their actions and what they're doing, and use discernment. You can't go wrong with that. To me, I mean, that's just my opinion. And you will have not to say that you won't have bumps in the road, you won't kiss a few frogs, but at least you won't have to deal with all of the drama and the pee. You won't be standing in pee in a dating pool, because if you eliminate some of that stuff, it kind of clears that out. It's like a filter to filter the pee out. And that goes to my last thing. Y'all know I don't be on here long. That is, you have to know when to move on. I feel like in dating, people don't know how to move on. And that is in the beginning. Yeah, I understand that when you date, for me, when you're dating, I'm trying to keep myself out of it and keep it general. But when you're dating, yes, you do have an ultimate goal. You don't want to just to be dating and and hopping along. You are looking for a potential mate, a potential partner, your life partner, whatever the case may be. And so, but at the same time, you don't want to move too fast. You want to take your time, really get to know that person, and really see how this person can fit into your life. So for me, I date big picture, and I also date how I feel, if that makes sense. I'm looking at how this person moves, but I'm also thinking about big picture. I'm not thinking necessarily right away relationship, because you can date somebody and y'all can end up just being friends and being cool. It don't necessarily mean everybody that you date or everybody that you come into contact with has to end up being in a romantic relationship. You can date somebody, you can meet somebody, and you can find out that you guys can be great friends. They can be a great source in your life somewhere down the line, or it can be romantic. So I date with the thing of, I'm not rushing to get into a relationship. So I date with the mindset of, although I'm not in a rush for a relationship, I am thinking big picture, but I'm also just seeing, how does this person fit into my life right now, present day, and just enjoying them that way and getting to know them. And if it ain't it, if I ain't feeling it, if that ain't it, then you start to put them in a category. Friendly, romantic, or just nothing at all. I don't want to be bothered with you at all. You start to put people in categories, and you move on. I think a lot of times people get into this whole thing where they feel like it's pee in a dating pool and all that, because they are dealing with people that they know really won't fit into their life, or they're not getting what they want from them for whatever reason. You know right away if you can see yourself with somebody romantically. You know right away if this just going to be friendly. You know right away if this ain't going to be it at all. So instead of playing games and doing all that, put them in that category and move on. Move on. If you just move on and let it go, you don't have to deal with the pee in the dating pool. So that's just my 2 cents. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Do you think do you think that we are putting the P in the dating pool, or are we getting in a dating pool with P already in it? I personally feel like we are putting the P in the dating pool, and we're not using those filters to clean that P out and just have a nice, smooth dating experience. Let's talk about it some more in the comments. Also, guys, we are like 10. I just checked. We like 10 subscribers away from 1K. And I promise you guys, when we get to 1K, I am going live. So if you haven't already, you've been checking out my videos, you've been looking at the vlogs, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in my next video or live. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.